sweet it is. Thank you. What a great night it is for Louisiana. And to God be the glory. My love for this state deepens with every day that I have the honor to serve as your governor, because every day I get to meet more Louisianans who remind me how blessed we are to call this great state home. The goodness, the decency, the generosity of the people of Louisiana inspire me. Just look around this room. This room looks like the great state of Louisiana. And this is your night even more than it is mine. You didn't just vote for me. You voted for 4 more years of putting Louisiana first. You may have heard me say once or twice that God will order our steps, but we have to move our feet. And you moved your feet to the polls. You picked up phones and you handed out yard signs. You gave your neighbors a ride to the voting precinct. All of you have a reason why this election was important to you. And it may not be the same reason, but it's your collective experiences that make up the story of Louisiana. And by the way, you showed a lot of good sense because you also voted to re-elect my wonderful wife, Donna, as your First Lady. Donna has been the love of my life since I was in the 7th grade, y'all. She's been my wife for more than 30 years. But over the past 4 years, she has won the hearts of the people of Louisiana. She has worked tirelessly on behalf of Louisiana's children, and I know she's looking forward to continuing that work. I also want to thank my children, because they have sacrificed a lot of time with their papa. And I will tell you, my wife and my children had to endure nastiness and silliness that should never be inflicted on anybody. But you know, no matter how busy this job gets, we always find time, me and my family, to be together. And we have shared some pretty special memories over the past few years, whether it's going fishing with John Miller, alligator hunting with Sarah Ellen, or celebrating Samantha's wedding to Jonathan. And we did that a few years ago at the governor's mansion. But you know, I also want to thank my mother and my brothers and my sister. And I want to thank my in-laws as well, Bobby and Helen. Look, I could not have asked for a more supportive family. And the reason they believed in me is because they know the lessons instilled in us by our parents have guided my steps as governor, especially our faith and our belief in social justice. You know, I also want to tell you that I have been blessed with the hardest working, smartest campaign staff that there has ever been. And I want to thank Richard Carbo and all the folks who worked for me. I told them on the very first day that we were not going to be outworked, and we were not outworked. They poured their hearts into this campaign because they knew that turning back on our progress was quite simply not an option. And to my staff in the governor's office and my chief of staff, Mark Cooper, and all the people who work for me, Jay Darden, Matthew Block, and all my cabinet officials. I want to thank all of you for your hard work during our first term, and I want to thank you for the good work. You know, we faced some major challenges that first year in office, from the budget crisis to historic flooding, but together.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. You are tuned into The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown, coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. If you choose to participate in the show, if you choose to let your voice be heard, you can call us. The telephone number here is 504-303-8922. Again, that number is 504-303-8922. You can check us out also by going to www.radiogumbocreole.net. That's www.radiogumbocreole.net.
Our progress was quite simply not an option. And to my staff in the governor's office and my...
You can also check us out you can also listen to us by dialing the number 667-930-9041. Again, our telephone number is 667-930-9041. Family, look, this is the first time coming to you post the gubernatorial election. This is the first time coming to you, well, from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole, that is. As you all know, John Bell Edwards was re-elected to the office of governor of the territory of Louisiana. Now, we're going to continue playing this speech. His victory speech, his winning re-election speech of that night. We're going to continue to play it out to its fullest. It's no more. I guess we have maybe 5 more minutes of his speech. And look, it is important for us to listen to this speech. And one of the reasons why I think it is important, a matter of fact, let's finish listening to this speech. Let me get myself organized, and then I'll tell you why it is so important. And while you guys listening, I want to take key note. Take key note of the individuals who John Bell Edwards basically is congratulating, or who is making mention of on this night. Just listen to him. Look, we ain't taking nothing from John Bell Edwards, because a win is a win. But just listen keenly to the group of people who is praising, who his accolades are going out. Let's listen.
We proved that there is no challenge that we cannot overcome. And one of the first people to share our vision for a better Louisiana was Linda Day, who led our first campaign for governor. You know, Linda passed away earlier this year after battling cancer. But I know that she is here in spirit tonight, and she is proud of the campaign that we ran. You know, I had an opportunity to speak with Eddie Rispone earlier this evening. And I want you to know I thanked him for putting himself out there for public service. It's a difficult thing for anyone to do. We both agreed that the time for campaigning is over, and now our shared love for Louisiana is always more important than the partisan differences that sometimes divide us. And as for the president, God bless his heart. You know, this administration began with a breeze of hope. Hope that by working together as Louisianans first and foremost, not as Republicans or Democrats, we could make Louisiana the state that we want it to be. And with every step forward, we turned that hope into action, and that is exactly what we're going to continue to do in our second term. You know, during the campaign, you heard me talk a lot about the progress we made. But in the words of the great Louisiana writer Ernest Gaines, who we lost last week, everything has been said, but it needs saying again. We worked together to solve the largest budget deficit in the history of Louisiana. Today, more than 460,000 Louisianans have access to life-saving health care that they didn't have before I became governor. TOPS is fully funded, and we are finally reinvesting in our universities, our community colleges, and our technical colleges. We gave our teachers their first pay raise in a decade. And we made a $20 million down payment on my number one priority for the second term, and that is early childhood education. We've invested more than $2.8 billion in critical infrastructure improvements to our roads, our bridges, and our ports. And today, we can say that our economy is the biggest it has ever been. Personal income is the highest it has ever been. Unemployment is at a 12-year low. And we've attracted 175 major economic development projects, resulting in new capital investment that exceeds $41.5 billion and resulting in more than 36,000 jobs created. That's what we've been able to do. But as much as we've accomplished, you will agree, and I'm the first to acknowledge, there is much work to be done. Over the next 4 years, we're going to increase workforce training, invest more in education at every level, beginning with early childhood. We're going to improve the health.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1, Section 1. All government of rights originates with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses. Now, John Bel Edwards, by the skin of his teeth, by the shortest of a margin possible, was re-elected to the office of governor of this territory. Now, one of the reasons why John Bel Edwards prevailed, one of the reasons why John Bel Edwards prevailed is not because John Bel Edwards is a good guy, not because John Bel Edwards, even though he's out there taking credits for things like lowest unemployment, Medicare, and deficit reduction, even though he's out there claiming those attributes to himself, that's not why he was re-elected. That wasn't why he was re-elected. And for those of you who saw or follow the reports as it relates to the result coming in on election night, you will see the numbers and you will recognize that it was, for the most part, black people, for the most part, the people of New Orleans, to be more specific, who put John Bell Edwards back into the goddamn governorship, or back into the mansion. Now, when you look, or you listen right here to John Bell Edwards' speech, the speech was just over 11 minutes long, right? His acceptance speech on that night. Who did John Bell Edwards praise or send out accolades or make mention of? Who did John Bell Edwards talk about we the people? Did he spend any time, significant time, talking about the people of Louisiana, about or the people of New Orleans? No. He spent the whole goddamn 11 minutes talking about, oh, my wife and the people of Louisiana. It was so wise to re-elect his wife as the first lady. He spoke about his family and his family ties and his family histories and his family morals. That's why he spoke about. He spoke about his previous campaign manager. He briefly made mention of his opponent, Rasponi, and he briefly made mention of the President Donald Trump. Right? Then he went into this robust conversation or dialogue about what he have done and will continue to do. Right? Why am I saying this, family? Why am I making mention of this? Because, you see, to me, it's important. To me, we're talking about the person character. John Bell Edwards, just about everybody who surround him that night, are politicians. Politicians. Look at the stage. You got people like Karen Carter Peterson. You got that clown. You got Lataya Cantrell. You got Jason Williams. You got Cedric Rich. All of these people are politicians. All of them. Now, again, let me tell you why I win. Because I'm going to tell you why I win. There's two reasons why John Bell Edwards for the next 4 years will continue to be the president. As a matter of fact, 3. Well, I'm going to stop at 3 because the more I think about it, I could continue to enumerate the amount of reason why John Bell Edwards win. But I'm going to stop at 3. One of them is that his opponent, Rasponi, didn't do enough to reach out to the people of Louisiana. Did not do enough. One, he went and hired a young 25-year-old, a young 25-year-old as his goddamn campaign manager. That's one. Which couldn't even give him the advice, or the advice that 25-year-old give him wasn't a professional or seasoned advice, right? He went, and this campaign manager is not a local campaign manager. He went and get outside council to run a race here in Louisiana. Rasponi didn't reach out. Look, I can tell you, I can testify to the fact that I personally know quite a few establishment media sources who reach out to Rasponi and his campaign to pick his brain, to see where he was at, to get his feedback on the election, the state of affairs here in Louisiana, what he wanted to do. And that dumbass look, family, let me tell you something, man. If you're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb. There's no prettying it up for me. Look. I make no goddamn apology to nobody when I speak, man. You're dumb, you're dumb. You're dumb. And Risponi was a dumbass candidate. He was a dumbass candidate. One of the reasons why Risponi started to surge in the polls, or one of the reasons why the fight was so stringent or so tight or so tough, one of the reasons why Risponi could for a short period of time surge in his campaign financing gain or got so much money towards his campaign was because Donald Trump came here to Louisiana 3 times, and despite what you want to believe, or those of you want to believe, the people of Louisiana for the most part love Donald Trump, President Trump, and he turned them out. So Risponi, and if you follow the campaign, Risponi wasn't speaking or wasn't running a campaign based off his track record. No, he wasn't. He was running a campaign based off of the President of the United States. He was associating himself with Donald Trump so much, you would think that it was goddamn Donald Trump was on the campaign running for governorship of Louisiana. Dumbass bastard. That's one of the reasons. I ain't going to spend long. That's one. The second reason is the political establishment, family. The Louisiana political establishment. Let me tell you something. John Bell Edwards cashed in so much chips. John Bell Edwards cashed in so much chips with the political establishment this past election. John Bell Edwards is now indebted to the political establishment in Louisiana right now for this win. When we tell you, and for those of you who are listening to us all over the diaspora, all over America, we say much love, and we respect the time that we appreciate the time that you spend to tune in to listen to this program. One of the reasons why John Bell Edwards won his re-election campaign is because of people like LaToya Cantrell. Listen to what your brother is saying carefully now. One of the reasons is because people like LaToya Cantrell, family. Since LaToya Cantrell, right, became the mayor for the territory of Louisiana, this is the hardest we ever see that so-called black female work. You would believe that LaToya was actually running a campaign for herself to get re-elected to public office. I'm telling you. You would believe that she was running a campaign seeking re-election to the office of the mayor. She was, look, not only LaToya Cantrell, family, I'm talking about the whole establishment. I saw the members of the New Orleans City Council, every single one of them was out there. Every single one of them. Look, if there was chips to be called, I guarantee you that those chips was called for John Bell Edwards. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why are these politicians, other politicians, right, that don't conduct any function as the governor or don't even work in Baton Rouge, is pushing so hard for John Bell Edwards to be re-elected? And I don't care what you all think, but I'm going to tell you my opinion. It's because they need to have, at the highest level, another criminal like themselves. Somebody who they can reach out to. Somebody who they know owe them something. Or somebody who they owe something. No, who they know owe something. Follow what I'm saying, family? Look. Listen to me, man. Look on the state of affairs here in New Orleans right now. Every other day, this week right here, today's what, Monday. Well, no, not this week. This past week, we had in my political subdivision, so I'm testifying, for all of you critics out there who think that Anthony Brown is full of crap. I'm not. Number one, I took a crap before I came on the show, so I'm empty right now. However, this past week, we had what they call a boil water advisory 2 times this past week. 2 times. For this week, we haven't had any as yet. However, it's still early days yet. Follow what I'm saying? We have boil water advisory at least 2 or 3 times a week for the past, every month for the past, since this crony's been in public office. I never see. Look, maybe I'm a newcomer to this thing. Maybe I'm a newcomer. I never see, when I tell you that the political machine was mobilized. The Louisiana political machine was mobilized to have John Bell Edwards re-elected to public office. And again, he was re-elected by the skin of his teeth. Because people like Latoya Cantrell and the New Orleans City Council could come and manipulate black people in Louisiana. And that's what they did. That's what they did. Look, nobody out there love black people like me, but at the same time, like we make mention on this show, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious on this show, we are not black ignorant. We know that our black people right here can be bribed. And we know because of their social or their state of affairs and a day-to-day livity, we can bribe them easily with a few dollars. Or we can promise them something and they're going to jump. We know that. We ain't ignorant. And we ain't trying to be ignorant. And the truth is the truth. You see? As my brother Bob Marley said, true we can't, we not call no foul. You pick it up already. Yeah? Who the cap fit? We know. They could come out here and they could manipulate black people to vote for John Bell Edwards. Lie to black people, tell black people, oh well, look, if you don't vote for John Bell Edwards, blah, 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 blah. And you have ignorant black people think that is true. And you just go out and just cast a vote. And you got people again who, look, listen to what I'm saying carefully. I'm not saying, because look, I believe in the ballot, right? The people of New Orleans, whether or not there was tricked, which there was, lied to, which there was, deceived, which there was, by these political cronies, criminals, they did went out, if we should believe that the whole voting process is free from tyranny or is free from corruption, the whole voting process, I'm talking about the process by which you go out and you cast your vote for one person and it actually registers for that person and not someone else. If we believe that that whole system is fair and free from any cronyism, the people of Louisiana spoke. The people of Louisiana went to the ballot box and they voted for John Bel Edwards, again, by the skin of his goddamn teeth. Look, before he was actually pronounced or announced the winner, you could see the expression on his goddamn face. Look, you could see all the veins. This is a white Caucasian guy. He was turning red. If he was so good, right? If he was so good, when all the results start to come in, right? For a good 30 minutes or more, they was tied at 50%. 50% for John Bel Edwards, 50% for Rasponi. But it could have been called by people like Fox 8 and stationing back, because why? They recognize that at the time, New Orleans, and for some reason, New Orleans have this reputation of being the last territory to have his number count. And again, for those of you who believe in the system, that the system or the process by which they count these ballots are fair, for those of you who believe, New Orleans was the last parish to tally its numbers, right? And we recognize that being the fact, John Bel Edwards would then pass the threshold of 50% and go into that 51% bracket by which he would then be declared the victor. With 95% of black people voting for this guy. No, again, Rasponi is a white guy. It's not about race. Well, hell yeah, to an extent it's about race. But it's not about race to the point that John Bel Edwards is a white guy and Rasponi is a black guy. No, the both of them are white guys. So that argument could be made, and it doesn't matter. Or you slice or dice the goddamn cake. It could be made. But what I'm saying, not even in his acceptance speech did this clown mention black people or a special shout out to the people of New Orleans, thanking us for putting it. You see, they don't see it like that, family. They don't. Why? Because they go out there and they manipulate the brain, they manipulate people, right? You know who John Bell would thank? He thanked people like the other political cronies that was on the stage with him. That's who he thanked. People like Latoya Cantrell. Man, you can see, look, Earl Dumas was drunk that night, Those of you who watch the election returns. Earl Dumas was intoxicated. She was, she had some things going to her head that night. But all the political establishment, they came together and they say, yeah. And they push it and they push it. Look. Mark my words, family. We never have a foot in this race either way. We would have loved to saw it came out the other way for one purpose and one purpose only. Had John Bel Edwards lost his re-election, what that would have done, it would have sent a shock wave through the system. It would send an awakening through the system. And these other corrupt politicians would recognize that, God damn, the people of Louisiana ain't asleep. are the people of Louisiana. We cannot just trick them or lie to them or bamboozle them like that. Right? And then people like Lataya Cantrell and her dumbass self would now have to rethink or reapprove. Let me tell you something. What happened when John Bell Edwards won re-election? Believe me when I tell you, Lataya Cantrell sighed a breath of relief. And you know why? Because she feel to herself that there's nothing that she can do wrong. She can apply the same strategy like they did with a John Bell Edwards to get re-elected to public office. And that's just to show you how dumb she is. Because the bottom line is, John Bell Edwards won't be having as much soldiers on the ground to support her like what she did for him. He can never do that. Right? And there won't be as much people rallying around her. However, you know, based on history, and you know, based on John Bell Edwards' theory or mindset, that anybody who supports him in seeking public office, he will support them whenever they are seeking public office too. We know this. We have a history of this. That was the same thing happened. That's why we have a criminal like Jay Banks now sitting on the New Orleans City Council as a representative or as a council person. You follow what I'm saying? They don't care. And look, let me make this other point, family, and then we're gonna move on to something more important as it relates to the election night. The people of Louisiana, the people of America, need to look at these individuals, these politicians, and to some degree, you have to show some level of respect. I do. And let me tell you why. Not because these people are good public servants. They are not. They are not good public servants. But what they are politically savvy. They are politically savvy, these people right here. They are politically savvy. If you notice, there is no check and balance within the system, even though our form of government induce that or possess that, a check and balance. But within the establishment, these individuals, as they operate, there is nobody checking each other. Why? Because they are all in the same boat. Their hands are dirty. They all come to the table with unclean hands. Follow what I'm saying? Do you recognize, again, how the political establishment rally around John Bell Edwards? Do you recognize how they come together as one united force? Do you recognize that? Do you recognize how John Bell Edwards could have sent Lataya Cantrell to Baton Rouge, to New Orleans, and all over to mobilize the people or lie to the people so that he could be re-elected? You have to, look, there is something about that, family, you have to respect. I'm telling you. There is something about that you have to respect. When you have a group of people, it doesn't matter what denomination, what race, what culture, what the financial status, whatever. When you have a group of people that can come together as a united front and stand for one cause, be it right or wrong, you have to respect that. And I do. I'm just waiting for the day that black people can do that. I'm just waiting for the day that the vast majority of us living here in the territory of Louisiana, and to the greater extent America, can do that with our open eyes. I'm telling you, again, let me say it one more time. It would have sent a shock wave. Look, not because I've been calling for John Bell Edwards to be a one-term governor for some time now, or for Latoya Cantrell to be a one-term mayor, or for somebody like a Cindy Wing to be a one-term councilwoman. No. But I guarantee you, if that had happened to John Bell Edwards, you would have seen a whole total different approach to politics by the political establishment here in Louisiana. You'd have seen it. They think that these seats, these political seats, was created directly for them. And they are above approach. That's what they think. They are untouchable. They are not family. Okay, so that's that. That's our 2 cents on that, okay? Now, it wasn't all a loss. We the people actually came out victorious election night. We actually came out victorious election night. You know why? For those of you who don't remember, a couple months ago, Latoya Lackadaisical Cantrell placed a millage proposition on the ballot. Now, before that millage proposition was placed on the ballot, it had to get approval from the New Orleans City Council, okay? And for a split moment in time, we the people thought that we had representative on the New Orleans City Council. We the people of New Orleans thought that, hey, here it is, we have two individuals in the likes of a Jason Williams and a Helena Moreno, who is actually looking out for the people of New Orleans. Now, these two individuals are council at large, right? These two individuals sit in the capacity as council at large, right? Meaning that they are not obligated to any one political subdivision. And they call it for what it was when Latoya initially placed the millage proposition on the ballot. However, because of persuasion, because of cronyism, because of promises made that we will never know about, even though based on our intellect and our intelligence and our common sense, we have seen some of the pay for play as it relates to Cindy Wynn and just about all the other council members, right? We see the fact that they have misled and lied to the people about breaking ground out there in New Orleans East after they went and all approved this ballot measure to be on the ballot a couple of weeks ago. Again, initially, it was turned down. It was rejected. So Latoya went and she was like, no, look, I want this measure to be on the ballot. And Latoya went and she met with all of these members that sit on the New Orleans City Council, individually and collectively. And she made promises. She said, look, I will come into your political subdivision and we will get the media houses out and we will break ground. We will tell the people that we are doing A, B, C, and D. Right? I need your vote. I need your support. And if you don't support me, I won't support you. You see? That's how they do it here. Look, we know this. How do we know this? Stacey Head tell us. Stacey Head told us. Look, she didn't want to tell us. And a matter of fact, she didn't even have to tell us. We were aware of the pay for play here in Louisiana before. We're fully aware of that. Those of us who are awake and conscious. We are. So, they deny her because of things that was evidence, meaning that she was trying to tax the people of Louisiana, right? And the council called her out and said, no, that's not right, that's wrong. This whole millage proposition is ambiguous. This whole millage proposition is uncalled for. Why? Right? Then she went ahead, redrafted the millage proposition. Now, the second millage proposition that ended up passing, and that was on this previous ballot, was more ambiguous than the first one. I couldn't believe it, family. It was more ambiguous than the first one. So, here it is. It's on the ballot. Right? Here it is. It's on the ballot. Now, look. This was my argument. And this continues to be my argument. One of the reasons, because I don't think it wasn't very hard to convince these goddamn criminals, man. These New Orleans politicians, these individuals who sit on the New Orleans city. It's not hard. Look, convincing these politicians here in New Orleans to do something against the oath of office, or which won't be in line with what we the people want. It's not difficult. Anybody want to start a criminal enterprise? Anybody want to start a criminal enterprise and want it to have some level of legitimacy? If you want to start a criminal enterprise and you want it to have some level of legitimacy, you come right here in New Orleans. People all over the country know this. You come right here into New Orleans and you will find politicians like Lataya Cantrell, right? Cindy Wynn, Jesse Williams, all them. John Bell Edwards, come all the way. You will find judges too. Let me tell you something. You want to start a criminal enterprise. You want to rob the people of Louisiana. And you want it to have some appearance of legitimacy. New Orleans, Louisiana is the place to be. This is the brunt of the proposition that was on the ballot. And look, I'm not going to even waste your guys' time because I know, look, I appreciate the fact that you guys, take the time out of your busy day to listen to your brother. I appreciate that. And I respect you guys for that. I appreciate it. Right? So I won't even waste your time to read the full millage proposition. But I will go to the juicy part of it. Let me tell you what the juicy part of this proposition, or the more revealing part of this millage proposition is. And I make mention of this in front of those criminals when it was called up in City Hall. This is why every single one of them, let me hold on it. This is why every single one of them, Jesse Williams, Elena Moreno, Cindy Wynn, Jay Banks, George Grusso, whoever you want to name, Christine Palmer. Every single one of them voted for it. This is why. Listen, family. It says right here, providing that a portion of the money collected shall be remitted to certain state and statewide retirement system. Did you get that? So here it is, $10,250,000. They are looking come next year, come January 1st. Again, for those of you who didn't get the memo, it failed. We the people was victorious. It was defeated, but a matter of fact. Let's go briefly to the Secretary of State website, okay? Let's go briefly to the Secretary of State website. Let's go to the November 16 election. Okay, let's see. Let's see something. November 16 election. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's do this real quick. I want to get it was defeated by 54%. I just want to double check to make certain I'm telling you guys the right thing. Okay, again, what's the name of this show? The Proven Truth, right? The Proven Truth. So we're going to ensure that everything that we say on this show is actually factual. Okay, parish-wide proposition millage 3 mil. Okay, that's not the one. Let's see. Proposition. Yes, okay, here we go. 3 mil proposition, okay? It was defeated 54%. 54% of the people here in Louisiana, here in New Orleans, said no to this millage proposition. 54%. Now, out of 118,372 votes casted, 63,678 people voted no. They voted no. The people of Louisiana, the people of New Orleans voted no. Why? Because they recognize that out of this $10,250,000 that this criminal Latoya Cantrell and our cronies is trying to rake from we the people, a vast majority of this money is going into their pocket. It's going into their retirement fund. Not only that, listen to it. Listen to the language. Providing that a portion. Now, what does a portion mean? Look, you guys, look. I'm the first to testify here, you know. I got no shame in my game. I have no shame in my game. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not asking nobody to feed me, to clothe me, nor to shelter me. I have no shame in my game. I'm the first to confess. I didn't go to their institutions of higher learning. I have none of their credentials. I don't want that shit. I don't want the credentials. Huh? I don't want to be a part of their alphabet, their secret, what you call it, clubs or whatever you want. I don't want to be. Okay? What does a portion mean? Maybe because you guys go to the same institution of indoctrination, the word portion to you maybe means something specific, but to me it doesn't. They want to collect a portion. Look, to me a portion can be anything. To me a portion is ambiguous. To me a portion can mean you want 8 and you're going to give me 2 out of 10. Look, to me a portion mean you want everything and you're giving me nothing. That's what a portion means. What does the word apportion mean? A portion of the money collected. How much money? $10,250,000. Now, again, the people of New Orleans, and that's why, look, that's why my love goes out to the people of New Orleans. That's why I believe in the ballot measure. Put it in front of the people. Put it in front of the people. Let the people speak. And in this case, look, again, we ain't care a rat's ass about John Bell Edwards. John Bell Edwards couldn't do nothing to affect us, our pockets, our pocketbook, our daily liberty. And he won't, if he could ever, in a positive way, do nothing to affect us financially as early or as soon as, this proposition right here, if it had been passed, would affect us directly and in such a short period of time. Look, there's no grace period. When they put millage or tax proposition on the ballot, family, they ensure that it goes into effect pronto. There's no grace period. These criminals don't care about we the people. 63,000. Call it 64,000. Casted a no vote for it. It was a beautiful thing to see. Now here we are. There was no mention of this defeat by the establishment. They make it seem like it wasn't even on the ballot. They make it seem like it wasn't even on the ballot. Right? Now, we have been saying again, the family, look, here it is. When it comes to any type of illness, we're gonna use the term illness, because it doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what the situation is or what the circumstance is. The only remedy or the only cure is to increase taxes. It doesn't matter what the circumstances, what the issue is, what the problem is. The only remedy that these politicians can come up with is to raise taxes. John Bell Edwards out there bragging, even in his speech, that he took Louisiana from a deficit, a historical deficit, right? And pulled Louisiana out of this fiscal deficit to a surplus. When John Bell was running for was running for the governorship the first time, he didn't make one utter that he would be raising taxes. No, he didn't. He hid that from the people. He lied to the people. He knew that was the first thing he was going to do, to raise goddamn taxes. He knew that. But again, this is Louisiana. And this is Louisiana politicians. He hid that from the people. He hid that. And the very first thing he did in making his public address was to announce the fact that he was going to increase goddamn property taxes, or he was going to increase taxes on we the people. Now, within a year or a few months thereafter, all of a sudden, right, there it is, a surplus in the budget to the tune of 300 million, 400 million, and it just keep on climbing. Where the hell all that money come from? Huh? Where the hell did all that money come from? Now, again, when they implement certain measures in the family, when there are certain measures implement, it takes a time for them to collect certain revenue. It's our belief and our argument that there's a lot of hidden money, a lot of money that was given post Katrina, or for the great portion, a lot of money, that surplus that John Bell Edwards is bragging about. If you should look or try to trace where that money come from, look no further than Hurricane Katrina, and you will find that where that money come from. Okay, so let's listen for the next 2 minutes to this criminal speak at his victory speech.
Outcomes of Louisianans, and we're going to continue advancing major infrastructure projects. And we will continue to fight for an increase in the minimum wage, because $7.25 is not a meaningful minimum wage. And we're also going to make sure that we pay women what we pay men when they do the same job and have the same qualifications. I know that we can achieve...
Look, I wasn't going to stop it now, but again, look, family, this is the same argument, year in, year out, day in, day out, that these politicians make. And list the people cheering, hey, good job, hey, yes, list the people cheering. List the people cheering like he's speaking about something new. Or that is the first time he spoke about equal work for equal pay. Or it's the first time we talk about infrastructure. So hold on. What happened to the first 4 years in his term? Look, I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you, but let's listen to this criminal finish.
All of this and more, because I've seen what we can do when we work together for the good of our state that we call home. If this campaign has taught us anything, it's that the partisan forces in Washington, D.C. are not strong enough to break through the bonds that we share as Louisianans. I have crisscrossed this state from Bastrop to Houma, from Sulphur to St. Joseph. And no matter where I go, whether it's the ballrooms or the union halls, the classrooms, church pews, festivals, or football fields, I am reminded that there is far more that unites us than divides us. You know, we always talk about how unique and beautiful our state is. Case in point, we tailgate and we vote on the same day. And we had universities score 3 big wins in the great state of Mississippi today. Most importantly, we all scored a big victory in the great state of Louisiana today. You know, here in Louisiana, we march to the beat of our own second line. We are rich in culture, natural resources, and diversity. It's what makes our great state. And tonight, the people of Louisiana have chosen to chart their own path. You know, I have never been more hopeful that Louisiana's best days are ahead, because we've proven what we can do when we put people over politics. Don and I are incredibly humbled by the trust you placed in us. I told you 4 years ago, I would not let you down. For the next 4 years, I promise to work just as hard for you. And from the very bottom of my heart, thank you. I love you. Now let's get back to work.
Back to work. You dumbass. Work. You have a clue what work is? Family, look. All I'm going to say is that you have a lot of people here that John Bell Edwards is going to be indebted to. And you have a lot of people who have repaid the debt to John Bell Edwards. We were bombarded with election flyers. We were bombarded with flyers basically telling us to go out and vote for John Bell Edwards. Right? You got all type of group and organization that was formed to re-elect John Bell Edwards. Okay? A lot. You have people like Cedric Richmond, Karen Carter Peterson, Cedric Richmond, a U.S. Congressman, Karen Carter Peterson, State Senator and Chair for the Democratic Party. You got LaToya Cantrell, Mayor of New Orleans. You have Troy Carter, State Senator. You have Jay Banks, Council Member, New Orleans. Natalie Rowbottom, St. James Parish President. J.T. Smith, Council Member, St. Tammany Parish. J.P. Morrill, State Senators. All of these people was out there pushing the card for John Bell Edwards. You know all these people have in common? They're all Democrats. They all been in public office for years. They're all Democrats. They've all been in public office for years. The political subdivision or the district to which they serve are some of the most worst districts you will ever see. The people who they're supposed to serve are some of the most worst off people that you will ever see. And here it is. We're supposed to be joyful and happy that this clown, John Bell Edwards, is being reelected to public office. We ain't give a rat's ass about John Bell Edwards. John Bell Edwards don't give a rat's ass about we the people. Neither none of these cronies that follow him. Now, check this out. Not only that, in November, this tax millage was on the ballot, placed there by LaToya Cantrell. In October as well, there was also a proposition that was on the ballot in October, which, let's check so we ensure giving you the right information. October the 12th this year, October the 12th this year, on the ballot was an amendment. There was an amendment that was on the ballot, and that amendment was placed there by LaToya Cantrell. It was placed there by Latoya Cantrell. And let's tell you, let's pull up this proposition really quick. Addendum number 4. This was what the October ballot wanted us to do. Do you support an amendment to allow the city of New Orleans to exempt properties within Orleans Parish from all or part of the Avalarium tax that would otherwise be due for the purpose of promoting affordable housing? Now, this is our argument, family. This is our argument. Whenever it comes on to anything that have to do with property tax, by default, we need to vote no. By default, we need to vote no on that. Okay? Let's go back to October 12th, right here. Orleans Parish. We now on the Secretary of State website, view result. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's scroll down some more. Okay, allow New Orleans City. Okay, so here it is. Defeated. Run in multiple parishes. Allow New Orleans property tax exemption. Hold on, the family. Yes, 64% vote yes, 36% vote no. Defeated. Hold up, let's see something. Is this the millage? Full. Do you support an amendment to allow the city of New Orleans to exempt property within Orleans Parish from all or part of the Avalarium taxes that would otherwise be due for the purpose of promoting affordable housing? Okay, that was the proposition that was on the ballot. Tax exempt for outer limit. %64 voted yes. %36 voted no, was defeated. Hold on, family. I'm having a problem with this. Something don't look. These numbers ain't computing at all. Yes, 64%. 58,899 voted yes. No, 36%. 32,774 voted no. The measure was defeated. The measure was defeated. Okay? The measure was defeated. But something is wrong with this number right here, family. Something is wrong with this number right here. Something is wrong with this number right here. Something is wrong with this number right here. We're going to have to contact the Secretary of State and get some clarity about this. There is something wrong right here. If you check out the Secretary of State's website, right, on the amendment, let's make sure we're the right. Yes, October 12, 2019, right? October 12, 2019. Latoya and her cronies wanted we the people to give her. Let's make sure that we're looking at the right one. Tax exemption for outer continental shelf. Amended education excellent fund. Remedy for unconstitutional tax paid. Allow New Orleans property tax exempt. Okay, that's it. This is the one. Let's click on that. Read the full proposition. So the question was, do you support an amendment to allow the city of New Orleans to exempt property within Orleans Parish from all or part of the avalanche tax? Okay, so it's supposed to be no. For this to be defeated, it's supposed to be no. And we have something is wrong here. Something is wrong here, family. We have a counter this. So we need to contact the Secretary of State website. We need to contact the Secretary of State because we have these numbers ain't computing. It's reflected that it's defeated, that the measure was defeated, meaning that the people of Louisiana, the people of New Orleans said no, they didn't want to give that authority to Latoya Cantrell and our cronies, because we know for a fact if we give them this added authority, right? If we give them this added authority, they would misapply it. So this is something right here. This is something that we need to go and check on, which we're going to check on this. We're going to be calling the Secretary of State and we're going to find out what the hell is going on with these numbers here. Because these numbers ain't reflecting, even though they got it as being defeated, but something ain't right with the numbers. So we need to, we're going to check on that. We're going to check on that. All right? We're going to check on that. Because we need to make sure that, you know what I mean, it's right for people to see. Okay. So, the beauty about it, family, it was defeated. There is no additional tax burden that going to be facing us come January the 1st. And we are happy about that. We are happy that the people went out and said no to Latoya Cantrell and our cronies, right? Not only this month, November 16, but last month, October 12. We are happy about this. These are the bread and butter issues that we fight or we speak about every single day. These are the bread and butter issue that we speak about. Look, again, we ain't worried about John Bel Edwards and them cronies, because the truth about it, even though we ain't, sending out any props to the FBI, we recognize that the FBI is doing a lot of work here in Louisiana when it comes to these politicians, these political cronies in public office. We recognize that, right? And it may take them some time to really call them out or take any action, but we recognize that the FBI is doing some significant work when it comes on to these criminals here that sit in public office, right? But the FBI cannot do nothing about a ballot measure or a millage measure that's on the ballot. We, the people, have to do that. So we are happy. We are glad that the people spoke and spoke in such a terms that these politicians recognize, look, no, we ain't giving you no more goddamn money. We ain't going to be contributing no more to your retirement fund. Because, look, again, family, that's all it is about. Retirement fund. Padding their bank account. Padding their retirement fund. Look, let's tell your country don't give a rat's ass about nobody in New Orleans. Cindy Wynn don't give a rat's ass about nobody in New Orleans. All they care about is their own personal growth, financially and politically. That's it. Right? And the shoulders that they brush up against. That's all they care about. The fact that they can go out there and they can trick a few of you to believing that they are doing any good. They ain't doing, look, they can't talk to me, I tell you that. No, because what? They cannot lie to me. And they cannot come and sell me any goddamn lies. Now they can't deceive or trick my ass. You follow what I'm saying? Family, look, again, we on this show on the Proven Truth. We are black conscious, not black ignorant, okay? We are black conscious, not black ignorant. We recognize and we keep on the forefront those who came before us, those who make the ultimate sacrifice in the terms of liberty, in the terms of the race, in the terms of justice, in the terms of human rights. We recognize those ancestors who came here and set the pace so Anthony Brown could be sitting here talking his mouth off. We recognize those who, in the heights of hypocrisy, in the heights of injustice, in the heights of inequality, in the heights of racism, when they could have sit quietly and keep calm, they decide not to. They decide to stand up like men and women and not only speak, but to take action. In some instances, bearing arms for freedom, for life, for other people. Our ancestors, we speak of them in reverence. We speak of them in love. We speak about them with joy in our hearts. We speak about them so that generation and generations after us will continue to speak about our ancestors. We speak about them because we want to show the connection that we feel and we continue to feel, and the fact that we recognize that what they did and the time in which they did it. One of the key factors, my brothers and sisters, is that when you look and the time in which these people took action, and the fact that they took action in a time that taking action was tantamount to signing your death warrant. And that's one of the reasons why Anthony Brown cannot sit by the wayside and keep my mouth. I can't do it. I refuse to disappoint my ancestors. I refuse to disappoint my ancestors, those who sacrifice for me and for my family, to sit by the wayside in the heights of hypocrisy. Look, when our ancestors fought and died, there wasn't fighting because they were affiliated with any political party. Remember that crap. So for all of you who are tied to any one political party and find yourself blind to that political party, to you, I say step away from me, and step away from my ancestors. Don't even call my ancestors' name, because it wasn't because of political party, why they sacrificed so much. They sacrificed so much because they recognize that they were worth and they were entitled to, and they should be allowed to live, to walk, to talk, to exercise the same freedom that any other race on planet Earth so exercise. They recognize that. They recognize that the oppressiveness that they face and the injustice and inequality that they face was just because of the pigmentation of the skin. They recognize that. And they take a stand and they fight. We make mention of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the late great. Nanny from the Maroon. Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton, Maurice Bishop, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson. Look, family, let me pause a bit. You see, Malcolm X, look, I'm telling you, each of these ancestors right here, we can give you stories upon stories upon stories why we idolize these individuals. Malcolm X, there is a recording out right now. It's been out for a while, to be honest with you. It's been out for some time, but I was listening to it over the weekend, right? And at one point in time, and that's how you know greatness. That's how you know you recognize true greatness, or people who truly love their conviction, or who is serious about their conviction. Here it is that the FBI at one point in time approached this hero right here. Yes, he's a hero. He's a black hero. He's a teacher. He's a brother. He's an ancestor. Approach Malcolm X and try to bribe him. They tried to bribe him. Malcolm X look and laugh at them. Malcolm X said, man, you're not only insulting my intelligence, but you are insulting your own intelligence. Because here it is, you should have known before you come to me that this is a no-go. And they was like, yes, Mr. Malcolm, but we know that, or no, there was like, you can always ask. You can always ask. They said to Malcolm that, look, we have done this in the past. We have approached people like you with the same status like you, and they take the bribe. They took the bribe. They took the money. They assist us with whatever information that we wanted to. So we had was to come and ask you, when Malcolm told them no in no uncertain terms, they started to make the argument that, look, this can be profitable for you. You know what this ancestors, what Malcolm X told the FBI? Let me tell you something, man. Every aspect of these heroes' life is enlightening to me. Malcolm X looked on the FBI and said, you want me to sell my soul for a currency that is constantly devaluing, or don't word crap? And even if it wasn't devaluing, I wasn't going to sell my soul for your goddamn money. How many people today, how many so-called leaders today, in today's society, would say something like that? Let me tell you something, man. LaToya Cantor, she would jump and should accept that money like it's no tomorrow. Let me tell you, I don't see one. I don't know of one right now who wouldn't accept that money. But people who truly and sincerely love the cause and love black people and love humanity and love equal rights and justice, you can't bribe people like those. You can't. To hell with your money. It only have value to you, not to me. That's what this ancestor told them. Malcolm X, the great, late, honorable. You call judges honorable. You call these individuals that sit on the judicial branch honorable. Or you're honorable my ass. You want to put the acclimate or the title honorable in front of somebody's name? Here's a Malcolm X. The Honorable Malcolm X. Carter G. Wilson. Harriet Tubman. Thomas Sankara. Samuel Makell. Bookman Juti. This ancestor right here, family Bookman Juti, is an ancestor from the land of my birth. Is an ancestor from the land of my birth. And this ancestor have contributed so much to black people. So much to the freedom of black people. We didn't know about these ancestors. The names of these ancestors ain't teach in schools. But because of our love for our black community and in pursuit of knowledge, we uncover the name of a Bookman Juti. Toussaint Louverture, Jack Dessalines. The importance of history passing down from generation to generation is key and fundamental to the race. And as we stated here many a times before, we were born man. We are a human being first. We are black first and everything else come after. And we will fight on that front. We will fight on that front. We are black. We were created black. We will fight on the front of being black. We will fight for the black man, the black woman, the black child, and everything else come after. Wherever the black man is facing inequality, wherever the black man is facing racism, injustice, we will speak on that front, and every other issue comes second. Our ancestors paid the ultimate sacrifice, my brothers and sisters. They paid the ultimate sacrifice. They did it in a time when to speak out about these issues, again, was tantamount to signing your death warrant. And they did it. So why should Anthony Brown tremble in my shoes or keep my mouth shut when black people all around me, when poor people all around me, when people who don't have the strength nor the voice to speak out? Why should I keep my mouth shut on certain issues and allow that to continue? Look, I love life just as much as anybody else. But hypocrisy is hypocrisy. Inequality is inequality. Justice, that's all we ask for. That's all our ancestors asked for, justice. It was because King George at the time oppressed the Europeans that occupy this land, why there was a revolutionary war, why we are now living in the United States of America. Because they were taxed to the point where they think it was unjust. And again, family, we have history to rely on when it comes to this. We have history. History teaches us what we are to do or what we can do. So why should we sit back and fold our arms and be mute? No, we can't do that. We won't do that. We refuse from doing that. Look, if Marcus Garvey, if Malcolm X, if Harriet Tubman, if any of these ancestors should come right now, I want to meet them and greet them. Or if I should go, if I should join them, family, I want to say to them that, look, my elder, look, my brother, look, my sister, I did my best. Or I hope I did enough to make you feel proud that I came after you. Follow what I'm saying? These giants right here, my brothers and sisters, I won't take nothing at all from them. I'm not going to even try to walk in their shoes. But I would hope that I make these ancestors, these giants, feel proud that, look, here's a young black man, or here's a brother or my sister. Here's my brother who he tried. Or he wasn't a goddamn wimp. Or he didn't keep quiet. He tried. Look, family. Look, the time is against us. The time is against us. Again, we appreciate the fact that you come on out and you listen and you participate. This is your brother Anthony Brown coming to you from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole. for those of you who miss the show, we put these videos. You can check out our Facebook channel, which is The Proven Truth. That's THEPROVEN Truth. You can go there and you can check out these videos. Now look, we don't put all the videos there. We put, we pick and choose sometime the videos that we upload to YouTube, but we have a lot of videos there, right? So you can go there, and while you're there, you can subscribe as well. Leave a comment. Again, it's your prerogative or you want to utilize that platform. Angel, oh, Miss Gilbert, much love, much love, much love, much love, Gil, much love, much love. You can utilize that platform however you see fit to utilize that platform, okay? And you can go and you can look and previous show, okay? Previous show. Again, family, this is your brother Anthony Brown. For those of you who are going to be going out and enjoy the Thanksgiving, look, you know we do. Look, enjoy yourself. Enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate or enter that festive season. Look, it's all good. It's all good. This is your brother Anthony Brown saying until next time, peace, much love.